Hello, and welcome everyone to Try Not to Die, the Dungeons & Dragons podcast of two unlikely heroes, a half-orc and a goblin, trying to find glory, gold, and the most prized treasure of all, acceptance from their peers. First, a disclaimer. The audio for Zola's microphone was sorta messed up for the first two episodes, but rather than re-record and give you that fugazi stage D&D, we decided it was best to give you the real story. Things going wrong because of chance? That's the essence of D&D, baby. Don't worry though, it's all fixed up by the third episode. So without further ado, I hope you enjoy the premiere of Try Not to Die. We begin at a farmhouse surrounded by a few acres of grazing land. The door of the farmhouse creaks open and a large cloaked figure exits the building, adjusting the sheath of their sword as they close the door behind them. The figure looks out on the farm. The barn, the storehouses, the granary, and the green pastures, taking one last look at their childhood home before turning and smiling up at the starry sky. They're ready for their story to begin. They step onto the dirt path leading through the pastures and away from the farm, but as they walk, they don't go unnoticed. A lone cow stirs beneath the tree where the herd is sleeping. It lifts its head and wearily rises and begins meandering from the tree towards the fenced-off dirt road. It makes its way up, resting its large head on the fence, and moves softly at the passing traveler. Lisa, would you like to introduce your character, the cow? Just kidding.
I'll be playing a cow.
Be sick.
I'm a level 14 my character's Zola. I'm a half-orc fighter. I am a farmhand. I have a huge rusty red plait going from the top of my head all the way down to my waist. I'm wearing some really clunky chainmail that doesn't look like it was made for a person of my stature, which is short for an orc, but tall for a human. I also have a huge rusty greatsword at my hip, and I'm saying goodbye to my cow.
So the cow, you put your hand out and it leans its head in your hand. It's like,
I feel bad for this cow.
No, buddy. We'll meet soon. I'll see you soon. Someday.
It licks you, gives you a big lick on the cheek, and then it meanders back over to the tree. You say goodbye to the cows and continue down the dirt path away from your farm home.
I sing Goodbye Yellow Brick Road by Elton John.
Loudly as you leave, waking up the entire farm.
No, I'm treading lightly.
You can't get the rights to that.
I'm gonna be so fucked. Zola continues down the dirt path away from her farm home in the small hamlet of Milkwick. She's no longer the daughter of a farmer. She is an adventurer. On the other side of the realm of Feyfall. Just kidding. Not far from here, a child-sized figure scampers through the wood, the light of the moon and the stars dimly illuminating their path. They've been running for what feels like their entire life, but the past 10 days have been a fucking marathon. Exhausted, starving, and desperate for any help they can get, this small creature scrambles over fallen trees and large root systems, its yellow eyes darting back and forth, searching for threats. After cresting a large hill, they pause to catch their breath, their lungs throbbing from overuse. They feel a light thrumming from the small black sack with the drawstring that hangs from their belt. The creature's hand shoots into the sack, pulling out a sparkling shard of metallic crystal that seems to shift and glow with every color of the rainbow. Shane, would you like to tell us about your character, the Rock?
Twice! I got him twice! Oh, man.
A cow and a rock.
A cow and a rock. It's the dream team.
I would listen. Yes. So, my character, I am Scram, and I'm a small goblin. I'm only about 4 years old. Wait. Am I 4 or 14?
You are 4.
4,
Goblins
right.
Mature at age 4.
Right, yes, I mature very fast, but I am 4 years old, and I mean, look at this skin. And so I am blue-skinned, but I have some brown spots on me. Kind of think of like a robin's egg, because we have those here, if you're familiar with a robin. And, I have long ears that come like straight out. They kind of droop at the end, kind of like my heart. And I am wearing like actually, one note about my eyes. At first, you think they're both bright yellow, but one is actually yellow, and the other one is like a light green. But they're huge. Just in case you were
They're massive.
wondering.
I can
Like,
see them from here, and I'm not even in the story.
I'm already in love with you.
I can see. Great. So I can see that already. So yeah, I have these really big eyes, kind of a bulbous nose. And I'm wearing only a large wizard robe. It's definitely too large. I've been running.
Elfin clothes.
I mean, I've been running for so far, and I keep tripping on it. It's actually very inconvenient.
And you've only
but
lost weight.
I really
on the
have.
run.
I look great. Goblin watchers all the way. Anywho, so yeah. Oh, and I have this. It looks like one bag, but it's actually many leather bags, and I got some little treats in them. But in one of them, in particular, is this shard, and it is really interesting.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
So the shard, which will not be nicknamed Shardy, we will not let that happen.
It's canon.
It is not
It's
canon. I won't allow it. My
I
first
love you,
DM
Shardy.
act.
Shardy the Shard.
Noah banned sharks in Revolutionary GM.
No.
What a nice shard.
So you look at this shard, and it is basically like shifting in your hand. It almost is iridescent, like opalescent, lots of different colors changing.
It's almost blinding to my eyes.
Yes, and as you hold it, it gives you like a little warm kind of glow.
For
and
once.
yeah, you feel a little happiness, a little perk in your step.
Oh, I haven't had a perk in so long.
Well, that's why you keep this rock around, for the perks.
My buddy Rock.
How Scram got his groove back.
Okay, so you continue through the wood a little bit further, stashing the rock back in the bag, checking now that you've checked that it's still there.
Still there.
And
My buddy.
And you continue into the wood a bit further before coming upon a large hill where at the top you see a break in the wood.
Also, I just want to say, my lungs are throbbing. I'm still throbbing.
You need to slow down. Take a deep breath.
Scram is really throbbing here. Hi.
So you come to you crest this hill, and you see that you're at the edge of a dirt path that runs left to right, right in
Thank
front
God,
of you.
another path.
You climb up, peer out from behind a tree, looking both ways curiously, a twinkle in your
both
yellow
ways.
and green eyes. And why don't you give me a perception check? It's the D20, the big one.
Yes, I am fully
Warmer.
aware.
There you go.
All right, here we go.
First roll.
Nope. You're going to have to roll that for
All
real.
right, I mean, I'm
Place
trying
that down.
I'm trying
It's a
to.
nice 20.
I'm worried about the audio. A solid 2.
Well, go into your
Yep,
skills
I'm in
and
my
add your
skills.
perception.
And is now when I say that I'm an inexperienced player? Oh, I just tried to print this. So.
No,
Right, believe it or not, that's right.
Shane is a first-time player, basically.
I'd like to introduce our third player, a Canon inkjet printer, Pixma 3500. Oh, it's low on ink, sorry.
Yeah, we gotta fix that. The studio
Gotta
printer's
rest
out.
up.
So you got a 2 plus what?
0.
Excellent. So you got a strong 2.
0, 2.
Oh my god.
Perceptive.
Oh my
2.
god. I thought one of you was perceptive.
No.
Oh
sorry.
god. So you see nothing. Everything looks clear. You're
Nothing.
good to go. Choose whatever you want to do.
Amazing. I can see great
Yeah,
with these
you can
eyes.
with those
so
eyes.
I'm gonna go. I've been going south for a long time now.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure south. That's where I'm headed. So I'm gonna go south again and make a right.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, south is left for sure. In that direction.
So while Scram tries to
Hold
figure out
on.
north and south,
Oh my god, I knew.
Can
Where
you-
is the moon?
Zola, Zola, do you mind rolling a
Oh
perception
my
roll? for me?
god.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe if I look at the moon, though, is it
I rolled a 4.
nice?
Plus 0.
Okay, so the podcast is over. No, they never find each other and they go their separate ways.
Is it a left or is it a right?
So while you are still standing on the side of the road, basically, and as you're standing there, you out of the corner of your eye, catch a massive figure walking towards you.
Oh my god.
And you,
It's
Zola,
huge.
you see off to the road to the right, you see a glint of yellow, and it looks like a little small critter that you would maybe recognize as a goblin.
Ooh, I think I've only ever seen goblins in storybooks. I've never met a goblin before, so I think I'm gonna put my hand on the hilt of my sword, like little bravado. Hello, who's there? Reveal yourself.
I am immediately petrified. So, and I'm really freaking tired. I've been running. I'm still throbbing, to make clear.
Why are you panting like that?
I
You look
just-
sweaty.
It's hot out. Also, I don't know who you are. And so I dive to the right, and I try to get under a bush because I'm really tired and I'm out of breath, and I just don't have it in me to deal with this right now.
Okay, why don't you roll a stealth check?
All right.
Roll a d20 at your
Yep.
stealth.
All right, and okay, 7 plus my stealth plus 5, so 12.
Okay.
Some fast math. There.
You briefly see a glimpse, like a shadow fly into a bush nearby. You no longer see what could have been the goblin. For all you know, you are under attack.
I'm gonna kick the bush.
Okay.
I'm on my way to an adventure. I'm trying to be a hero, so if I need to kick a bush, I'll kick it.
Why don't you roll an attack roll?
Okay.
I am so scared.
You gonna do anything? You
I'm
can
just
sit
gonna
there?
hide in this bush. If I learned anything, it's stay
It's
in
gonna
the
be
bush.
an unarmed strike for damage
Right.
on the bush, but
Oh God, I hope the bush keeps me safe.
Okay, so I got a 6.
excellent. So you kick the bush, and you suddenly see a boot just right near your face, almost knocking your little teeth out. What do you do?
I am so furious. I am really sick and tired of people just beating up on us goblin folk. So I'm really angry right now, and I don't think I had it in me.
Do
But-
I kicking him? Do I see what it is? Do I kick aside some of the bush?
For sure. When in kicking, you get another glimpse at those bright yellow eyes. You are for sure. This is definitely a goblin. You were like, okay, I'm dealing with a goblin right now. For all you know, goblins, at least what the Empire's been telling people, and at least what you've read in storybooks, goblins are known for. They're known for many different things, mostly like
Alright,
raiding.
Be careful here.
Yeah,
buddy.
not to play on any stereotypes.
Like I'm right in the room.
They're tricky people.
Okay,
Yeah,
I think
that's right.
also, and probably being a half orc growing up in a human town, I think I'm maybe somewhat aware of these biases. So I'm gonna, seeing that you're cowering underneath a bush.
I'm also trying to sleep. I'm like afraid sleeping.
Okay,
As
I'm
one
gonna take a
does.
step back and I'm gonna say, "Hey, I'm sorry I kicked you. I got kind of scared. Why don't you come out and show me that you're unarmed, and we can just go on our ways."
But I'm still trying to catch my breath. I'm so sorry.
Are
Is
you-
what I
Wait,
shout.
were you doing
I'm
Pilates?
trying to
Like,
catch
what
my
are you-
breath. Give me a second.
You've been in the bush for like a full.
I'm trying to sleep. All right. You know what? Making new friends. New friends are great. I go to get out of the bush, but I think I trip over my robe and instead roll out of my robe out of the bush.
My hand is off the hilt of my sword. I'm like, this stupid creature poses no threat to me.
Yeah, you see a goblin dressed in a robe roll out like a bowling ball and land at your feet, sprawled on its back.
To be clear, I'm naked except for the leather pouches.
Yeah, there's a leather pouch covering his goblin junk.
Goblin gunk.
Goblin
We
giblets.
prefer-
I'm gonna cut that from the podcast.
No.
Moving on.
Okay, Hi.
Oh my god.
Are you?
I'm so sorry.
Have you
Hi.
been through something?
I have been running Hold on, let me catch my breath. Do we have inhalers in this world? Is that a thing?
No, we don't have inhalers.
Well, we should get them because I am still out of breath.
Maybe you have like a little eucalyptus branch that you
Yes.
clear your
Actually, this reminds me.
Yeah, you fish into one of your pockets.
Yes.
One of your many, many,
In my many leather pouches, I have
pouches.
some leaves that I have, and I rub that on my throat, and it helps my breathing.
You feel your breathing return back to normal.
No
It is
longer
no
labor.
longer.
I'm
It is no longer
Lamaze. I'm
throbbing.
Lamaze breathing right now, if you don't mind.
What happened to you? Where are you heading right now?
I'm going south. Do you know which way that is? Is that a left? Is that a right?
You, based on the direction he came from, he was heading east. Just so you know.
Oh no, I'm going south.
You
First of all, let me get my clothes. This is a little embarrassing.
okay?
You can see my
Put your robe
my
on.
goblin
I'll turn
gun.
around.
Oh my!
I
Is this too big on me?
think I pretend to like test the direction and like do a little sun math in my head, and I'm like, okay, you were doing like a take on south, and I think like real authentic true south would be this way. I've read I know a lot about like nature
That's great.
and like the sun and like the growing seasons and cows.
I love cows.
South is that way
Oh,
for sure.
All right.
Am I also going south?
You are also going south. You said you're heading towards Paddlewick right now to basically just like resupply before you go out and try and make some money to make a life as an adventurer.
Gotta re-up.
Gotta re-up. And that is directly south from Milkwick. So you are basically like, you follow this path, you will be at Paddlewick in probably an hour or so.
Okay. South is this way. I'm also going south, but you know you're heading towards a human town, right?
Oh, that is not great. They don't love me there. And I really feel like I should be going this way, though, because I'm pretty good about directions. First I was coming from that way, and now I'm going this way. So,
You're
south.
not wrong.
All right, if you really think you know, look, I'm just going to come out and say it.
Come on. I feel like you're hinting that
I'm
you
coming
the whole
out
time you
and
want to
I'm
say
saying
it.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, now that I've caught my breath, I feel like I could ask.
Have you? Your chest is heaving.
It's still throbbing, if you were wondering.
What's that smell?
That is actually the bread that I have in my pocket.
Okay.
We can snack later if you accept a proposal that I have for
So
you.
kind of you.
Are you looking for any friends? Look, here's why I ask. I'm looking for some friends.
Okay.
And
Do you think that if you go to this town by yourself, you're gonna have some issues? I know some people in this town. They don't like orcs so much either, humans.
Okay.
But I do know like the people of this town. So if you're trying to get through the town, I kind of think about like all the adventure stories I've ever read and about how most adventurers have a party, and I'm like, yeah. Actually, are you a wizard?
close. Some may think I am, but I'm not. I just like to dress up as one on the weekends.
So what are you?
Canon, it is a weekend.
Our adventure
It is a
starts on
Saturday
a
night.
Saturday.
No. We're gonna say it's a Friday night right now as we're recording
Alright.
this. It is a Friday night in the podcast world.
For sure.
Friday night.
So
except
since
for the
it's-
goblins and orcs.
Hell yes.
You're a magic user. You're wearing a robe.
That is correct. I am a wild magic sorcerer, but it has nothing to do with my robe. In fact, I got this rope. You know, it's kind of a funny story. Do you have some time?
As he's about to tell you this
Okay,
story,
so-
you hear some rustling from the bush that, without metagaming, you might have noticed had you rolled higher than 6. So you hear some while you're having this conversation. You take your eyes off your surroundings for just one split second, and from the left side of the path, the trees rustle, and a gray-skinned humanoid wearing a tattered loincloth of some sort of dirty-looking animal pelts lurches out, a spiked club poised to swing. Its black, oily hair spills down his shoulders, matching the patchy black hair that covers its appendages and torso. The creature's long, dagger-tooth-filled mouth snarls in your direction, and you see where there would normally be eyes, blank flesh stretches over them.
Ew.
It roars and charges at you.
Oh.
Let's roll initiative. That's the D20.
Yes, it
And then
is.
at the top of your page in your document, it'll say where your initiative is.
Amazing. So I got a 21.
Oh, wait, did you roll a nat 20?
I got an 18.
Oh,
Plus-
excellent. Good for you.
plus
Oh, an
trace.
18 too. Twinsies.
Buddy.
But I don't have any additional to add to initiative, so it's just an 18. I also found where my unarmed strike would have been a lot higher, but I like me accidentally kicking a bush instead of Shane.
So you rolled an 18, you said?
18.
And you rolled a 21?
Correct.
All right, you are first. This creature is coming right for you. It sees that you're the smaller of the two, and it goes...
I immediately cast a cantrip. Mm-hmm. That's how this works.
That's how it works, baby.
And I'm gonna do friends.
Oh, interesting.
Strong.
Can you read me the language of friends?
I would love to. It's a show from the 1990s.
Yep.
Okay,
Careful
so
with names. We don't.
Taking this podcast down.
We are gonna get sued so fast.
that's my goal. Okay, so for the duration, you have advantage on all charisma checks directed at one creature of your choice, which is my gray fleshy friend. Oh, my mistake. It says specifically that isn't hostile towards you, so I cannot use this.
So you go to cast friends,
Oh,
and then
no.
there's something about the look in this guy's eye that maybe tells you that he may not be
Does
one
he
of the
not
people.
like goblins?
He's not looking for
He may not be looking for friends. I'm thinking it's less of a goblin thing and more of a not seeking out friendships thing.
I need friendship.
I see you like reaching to your bread to break it, and I'm like, attack him! Attack him!
Okay, I panic and I disguise myself. No, wait. I did panic.
You did panic.
And I'm trying to disguise
what
myself.
do you disguise yourself as?
A bush.
Okay, so so the language of disguise self allows you to change your appearance to look like another humanoid.
Okay.
So you now can look like any
So-
humanoid you want to look like.
Scratch that.
Scratch the bush. Wink.
I would like to look like this creature's mother.
Okay, so you
Going for those mom issues.
panic. You see this little goblin go, "Ah!" And then basically their appearance just completely shifts to look like a I don't think you can make yourself as tall as it is. It's closer to your height, Zola. But you look like, basically a mother-in-law. You've shrunk over time, so you're just a shorter, gray, oily, black-haired looking creature.
Just an oily lady.
You're an oily lady.
Oily mom.
Just like
I love it.
Mamma Mia, you're in olive oil country. So, what do you say to this creature? That was your action. You cast the spell. Now you have just like essentially a free action if you want to you're trying to communicate with it, make it stop.
I put out my arms in like a large hug type situation, and I'm like, Bubba, it's me, you're dreaming.
Make a deception roll.
Zola is like, did I leave home? Is this a dream?
You had drawn your sword.
It's a fever dream, baby. All right, I roll a d20, and I got a 3.
Plus your deception, which is not high enough to make this good, but you should always know to
Plus
add
5,
things.
8.
Luckily, he has a plus 17.
Oh, fuck!
Plus
So
8.
this creature looks at you and goes, "You're not my mama." And it is fully gonna swing on you when it's your turn. Zola, it is now your turn.
Okay.
You see this creature essentially raising its head, club over its head, about to just squash this goblin into paste.
I think the whole time I've been trying to it's clear that I've never really used a sword before. I've been trying to wrangle it out of its shitty leather sheath. But I whip it out.
Whip it out.
Sorry, I don't have any spells, so I'm just gonna try and kill it. Okay, and I'm going to make an attack with my great sword.
Okay.
I got a 16 to hit.
That will definitely hit.
Can I just shout at Zola real quick?
Yeah.
Zola, I'm not sure if we need. Did you give me your name yet, by the way?
I don't think so.
Oh, anyway, creature of the night.
I'll edit it out. Creature
great.
of the night.
Creature of the night. I'm really not sure we should kill this thing. I'm so not about. Now that we're friends,
It doesn't have eyes.
now that we're best
I'm gonna kill
friends,
it.
oh my god. Can I try to go? Oh wait, am I in battle? I
This
can't
is
get.
combat.
I'm
It's
in
my
combat.
turn, you little
I can't get into the bush. I
it's
gotta
your
get
turn.
back to the bush.
Your
I
turn,
hit
Nico.
for 16 damage.
Oh my god.
Hell yes. Creature of the
Zola,
night.
why don't you describe how you destroy this creature?
I'm like struggling to get my sword out of my sheath. I go, I'm just gonna kill it. And as I like, it tugs out like something that's been like caught, and then like all of a sudden comes out, and it just like lops his head off. And I'm like, I got it out.
like a hot knife through butter. This creature's head just and then slides off. You see it stands there, club still overhead before collapsing to the ground in a heap of disgusting gray. You have killed this creature.
My
Nice!
first kill. I raise
But
my,
also this is
I
so
raise my great sword into the night and go.
Zola, as you do that, you actually do kind of feel like something switches inside of you. You feel almost like a spark ignite something inside of you.
It felt good.
Oh my god. Is it dead?
Do you still look like its mom? I'm gonna turn
Oh,
you
for
into
sure.
a sword.
You do.
What's
How long does the spell
your
last?
Name? Are you actually this guy's mom? Was the first thing a disguise, or is this a disguise?
Okay, so until you dispel it, you will look like this gray, small mom.
You know, I think I look great, so I'm gonna keep this look for a minute.
Okay, what's your name? Who are you?
I'm your best friend, remember?
What's your name?
Oh, right. I'm Scram. So sorry, I forgot for a second there.
Okay, I feel
I'm
like
still
if
out
we're
of breath,
gonna
I
adventure
guess.
together,
Yeah.
if like undead things with no eyes
Yeah.
leap out,
We try to make best friends with it.
You know, I think we just have different strategies, and I'm gonna accept that as like a party difference, and this will, I'm sure, come in handy one day. I'll just keep swinging at things with my sword.
As long as I can make friends with them.
That was pretty cool, the spell that you were trying to cast, though. Do you know a lot of
I
spells?
mean, it was pretty cool how you swung your knife, too. Your knife's...
Big knife.
It's huge.
I think that we should
But
get
yeah,
moving.
thanks for the compliment about my spell.
You're up.
I can do a couple spells.
Can we continue south? I'm like trying to book it. I'm like,
Oh,
there
yeah.
might be some other
Yes,
guys
I am
around
fully
here.
ready to go south. Get to those beaches, baby.
All right, so you guys, without further ado, our heroes have met, and they continue down the path through the woods. Eventually, you see that the woods change from woods to being more kind of like a hilly, grassy field area. And as you crest a hill, the path leads up. You see about a quarter mile away the tiny lights of the seaside town of Paddlewick. Zola, you're pretty familiar with Paddlewick, as we've established. I mean, you live right outside of it. Your father is always there. He has you bring things like the various cheeses and the various like.
I'm telling Shane about this
Yes.
as I walk. I'm like, oh, I grew up on that farm back there. I don't know if you saw any cows. My dad, Johnny, he's a real dick. But I come into town all the time.
Okay.
He sends me to like sell cheeses and milks. I don't know if are you familiar with where you're going? Do you have
Yes.
a map with you? You're in the charcuterie hub of Emeraldia.
I am not familiar with what that is, but I'm going south.
Okay.
So, for you, Scram, and for our listeners,
Yeah.
Paddlewick sits at the northernmost point of the Mare Emara, the large inland sea of Emeralia. Before the war, it was the location of the Orcish capital of Formaggio, but, once they were defeated and kicked out of the country, sent up north, the city was razed and rebuilt as a settlement of the Aurelian Empire. It took some time, but it's now a bustling town, a growing trade hub for the merchants of the Mare Emara, with a booming charcuterie business, lots of cured meats, cheeses, olives, etc. The buildings are not very tall buildings, no higher than 3-story, very Austrian looking. You've got like the white with the wooden planks and bars. As you get closer, you can see that the entire town is surrounded by a tall wooden palisade, with several guard towers attached to it. torches cast dim light along the wall, and from the glow and the moonlight above, you can make out the banners of the Empire, gold and burgundy with a strong closed fist on them. Is there anything like you'd want to do before you approach the gate? Have you dropped your disguise? Are you still?
Oh no, I'm still looking like a hot mom.
Oh yeah.
You kind of look like a monster. Like if anyone saw you, they would probably attack you. Is this
not be my friend?
Can you end the spell?
Okay, well here's the deal. People don't like goblins either, so I feel like it's a catch-20.
Are you able to use that spell again? Is that
not until I go to sleep? I think.
Technically, you could use it again. It would burn your other second first level. Your first level spell slot. Yeah, you can use.
Yeah, I can use it again.
Okay. Unless we can.
You think I should ditch it?
Yeah.
It's not a good look for me.
Sorry, it's so oily. Even without the monster having no eyes thing, it's like you kind of.
Oh.
It's so oily.
I love oil though.
You are slippery. You might slip out of a guard's hands. Listen, I know some people in this town. I don't want to be caught walking around with a monster. All right. Also, just so you know, I'm trying to kind of keep like a low profile. If you could not say anything about me, like ditching my town in the middle of the night, like
Zola,
I'm just here on business.
I got you.
I still don't think I've told you my name. I'll say I told you that on the way.
Yeah. We'll say that you said it already.
Nice, Zola. Well, I am immediately so excited to hear that you've confided in me as my best friend that I scream your name at the edge of the village because I'm just like, I'm so excited that we're friends. I just have to I have to express, look, if I could just confide in you, Zola, I've had a rough couple of hours, weeks, days, maybe even.
I couldn't tell.
I just need to let it out because I'm so excited that we're best friends.
Okay. If we're gonna travel together, if we're gonna be best friends,
yeah.
Don't scream my name. Okay. I didn't want to come straight off with this, but I'm trying to get away from my dad. Okay. I'm trying to.
You have a dad?
I do, but he's such a dick. I look into the sky and think about what a dick my dad is.
You spend a good 5 minutes looking at the sky thinking about your dick of a father.
Are you thinking about your dad's dick? Is that what I heard? All right, I'm so...
So, yeah, I'm trying to get through this town, get some potions, get some, rations, and get the hell out of here. So,
Look.
Don't... Just be cool. Just play it cool, okay?
Hey, whatever's gonna keep us best friends forever, I'm down.
So you're gonna cast Disguise Self because
again?
If they see a goblin, I
gotta get out of here.
There is a hood on your robe. If you didn't want to use the spell, you could try and pass yourself as not.
I'm just gonna tug your hood up. Maybe we'll just keep a low profile.
Cool. I like it.
Okay. Are there guards at this guard tower? Do we have to knock on the door? Is this
It's kind of
situation?
So you are, as you approach, and you know this. There's it's basically just a large gate within the palisade, which is, if you don't know what a palisade is, it is essentially a you ever seen those settlements from when they're basically just wooden spikes but big logs and they make a whole wall out of them? Right. That's a palisade, and they put a basically a little walkway.
It's like guards. A Monty Python situation.
Exactly. So as you approach, you hear, "Halt! Who goes there?" From the parapet above, and two guards wearing that red and gold and some chainmail peer over with some crossbows now pointed at you guys.
I'm going to tug Scram's hood a little bit over his head, and I'm gonna can make a perception check and see if I have seen any of these guards when I come to this village weekly.
For sure.
Or would that be perception or insight or?
Let's say insight.
Okay, I have +0 for both, so
perfect. Either's fine.
I got 13.
Oh yeah. So you don't recognize the one on the right, but the one on the left is Frederick. He's just a guy who, neither here nor there.
Hey, Frederick. It's me, Zola.
Ah, Zola. How you doing?
Hey. My dad sent me in. This is my kid nephew.
Am I supposed to talk again?
I wouldn't.
Zola.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to talk to these guys?
Who's the kid?
This is my this is my nephew and best friend, Graham.
Why don't you roll a deception check?
Graham?
Also, I still look like a woman, like an older woman, right?
I got an 18.
Oh. First to answer your question, if you said that you didn't dispel it, then you can still look like it.
Yeah,
but
You have no eyes. You
Again,
look like a monster.
you look
But
like a monster.
Like an old mom monster.
No, like a small eyeless creature
Thank God
of the
for
night.
this hood.
Yeah, the hood is definitely
Make this as
preventing.
hard as possible.
Don't look. Also, brief out. The way disguise self works is it's kind of like you're wearing, the invisibility cloak in Harry Potter, how it's like draped over him. It's basically like a disguise that's like hovering like centimeters from your face. So it's like if someone were to touch where your ear is, your long ear, even though the disguise may not have a long ear, they would hit your long ear and be like, oh. So it doesn't pass up to inspection if someone were to like touch you and stuff like that.
I got an 18. This is Graham, my kid nephew. He's my best friend. I'm just here to pick up some stuff from the cheesemonger. I'm just dropping off like some cheesecloths. Can I just?
It's a little late for cheesecloths, huh?
I know there's the cheese festival at the end of the year. We're prepping early.
I love the cheese festival.
Yeah, I heard it's gonna be the biggest one. Yeah, I'm so friggin' excited.
Frederick. Hey, Frederick.
What's up, kid? Who are you?
I
Graham?
am Grant. Gramps.
I'm so worried. I'm like planning on ditching this goblin first.
You see the guard to the guy who said halt? He's like, I don't really know if they're who they say they are. And he's like, no, I know who Zola is. Her dad, best cheese in the fucking business.
I hear that. I'm like, yeah, best cheese in the fucking business. Am I right?
That's right. You know what? That's fine. Zola, you come on in. It's late, but fine. Lower the gate, and you hear the sound of chains as the gate begins to open up.
I think I fooled him. I whisper to
You
Zola.
whisper loudly. Roll initiative. I'm kidding.
Oh God! I was like, okay.
Shane's eyes. I just like felt like my fucking heart drop into my asshole.
Okay, so you guys enter the town of Paddlewick, stepping from the dirt to the cobblestone road as you walk through the gate. It's quiet in town. Most of the business are closed for the evening because it's probably about, like 9, 10 o'clock. But you do hear some activity near the docks where you, Zola, would know that the Salty Rose, a sort of brothel / tavern in town, is open. What would you guys like to do?
What are you like looking for anything or anyone or?
Yes, I'm looking for friends.
Okay, you're just looking for someone to help you get south?
I mean, yeah, that would be really nice. But the truth is, I don't have a ton of friends. So I'm also looking to see who,
Okay, well,
can,
Graham, now you're my best friend
okay.
and my kid nephew.
Thank God. I've been waiting for this day all my life.
I'm gonna square up straight with Graham.
Sure.
I'll be like, listen, I'm gonna go in this tavern and I'm gonna get the hot goss around town because I don't know if you could tell from like my like cool like armor or like my cool sword, but I'm kind of trying to be an adventurer. I'm kind of trying to be like a hero.
That's pretty cool.
Thanks.
I'm glad I found a hero friend.
So I'm gonna see if maybe I can pick up some work or something. But if that work takes me south, then you can stick with me. But you gotta play it cool in there, cause I'm on the freaking run, dude.
I am cool as a squash.
Okay, you're
The
right.
coolest.
We don't have cucumbers in this world.
It's
Just
true.
squash.
Canon. Squashes are real, but
No
cucumbers are not.
cucumbers.
Not on this
The
continent.
the dusty rose.
The salty rose.
Salty rose.
Different. Dusty is not as fun. Salty has a little flavor.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to enter the salty rose.
All right, so you head down the cobblestone streets. You pass some drunkards and a couple going home.
Wait, Zola, wait up for me.
What? Pick up your robe.
Oh my God, it's so long.
Use your hands.
You pull up your long
Okay,
robe,
fine.
exposing your little gray legs, because you've, again, still staying as a weird monster woman.
I'm so buff and I'm so tall, and you're just so
small and so weak.
small.
And very oily.
You pass through the town center. You pass by like the Lord's Manor, which is an ornate, heavily guarded mansion where the Lord of Paddlewick, Craven Eaglebottom, lives. As you pass, a few guards flash you a look of suspicion, but upon noticing you, Zola, they look away quickly, allowing you to pass. You exit the main street of town and find yourself walking towards a boardwalk lined with many different docks of all these different types of boats. And about halfway down the dock is a large several-story building that is burgeoning with activity, the Salty Rose. Do you want to do anything before you enter? Are you good to go?
I would actually like to do something before we enter. Can I see if anyone's around at the docks?
Yeah, do a perception check.
Okay, cool.
I'm glancing around too.
Great. Okay, here we go.
Rolling that one.
Nice.
Oh my god, really?
I'm thinking about the song.
Oh my god, I rolled a nat one.
Oh my god!
We are killing it, my best friend.
You guys, there may have been an apocalypse because you see no one. No, you guys don't see anyone. The docks are pretty empty at this time anyways.
Is there anybody on the streets? Can I see anybody?
You already passed the people who you would have seen.
Dang it.
Yeah, it was the
I really
drunkards who
needed
were
to-
kind of like passed out, like,
Oh yeah,
talking.
where are they?
They're like probably a few blocks back towards the center of town.
You know what? Before I go with you, I'm gonna head over and see my buddies.
Your
All
buddy.
right, well, here's the thing.
Okay.
We're best friends, right?
Yeah, you can trust me.
All right.
I'm so enamored by this strange. I've never met anyone like Scram before. Just like my gruff father and cows and guards are like my only acquaintances, and I just cannot believe I've met the strange man. So I'm just gonna go along with whatever
Excuse
you
me,
say.
I'm not a man. I'm a goblin creature. So I just want to make one thing very clear, Zola.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not a problem. Like, people have told me maybe it's a problem before, but it's not a problem because I have complete control over it. But I tend to borrow things for myself from other people a lot. But
Borrowing.
yeah, for a long time.
Okay. I see what you're
Like,
saying.
some people call it stealing, and it's like a major stereotype that like we goblins face. But here's the thing: we don't have anything else to get by, so it's kind of like a necessity, like a cause and effect
Yeah.
thing. I'm not like a genius
Well, it's
here,
like, is
but
it
like,
really stealing
yeah.
if like the Empire took
Yeah,
everything
they took
from us and we were
every-
destitute people?
everything from me.
Oh, whoa.
Every.
Okay. Yeah, let's show me what you
Show
can
us
do.
something.
You know, I can't really judge
Alright.
because the sword actually
Should we go ahead of
is
me?
not mine, and this chainmail is actually not mine. I'm not very stealthy. I'm wearing chainmail and I'm 6 feet tall, so maybe I'll just stand in this shadow and you show me your deal.
My lady, I got you.
I hate it.
So you're heading back to the alley where you saw the
We
drunkards?
turn heel from the salty road.
That's
you-
correct.
We're gonna pregame with some light theft.
Oh, watch and
You-
learn, Zola. This will be heavy theft.
I'm gonna stand in a shadow and pretend like I'm just
Smoke a cigarette in the corner. My teen friend.
No, okay.
Oh god.
I was smoking when I was 2. What is this, like a
It's normal for
PG
goblins.
town?
How old are you?
I am one more than 3.
We're gonna talk about this
Unclear
later.
how we don't really have these kind of numbers in Gobliac, but you know, I think I'm like 4, but like to someone like you, it would be like 48.
Okay. Okay.
In
So you're an old goblin man. Got it.
You truly do not know how old you are. It's amazing.
It's fine. I'm 18, just so you know. But it's a little bit older in orc, but
Nice. Well, you seem very mature for someone like you.
thank you. I just took someone's head off, so I'm aging.
Hashtag butter knife. Do we have hashtags in this world?
Yeah,
I
it's
don't-
fine. We're gonna move on from the hashtag comment.
We gotta cut this.
We gotta. Well, no, hashtags are fine.
All right.
So
right.
you,
Let's get to this
I'm
alley.
standing in a shadow.
just for shits and giggles, you want to give me a stealth roll,
Yeah.
and while they give me a stealth roll, you approach the alley, which it's back towards the center of town, but not in the center of town, like between the center and the docks, and you see three people, one kind of tall man, one kind of chubby guy, and a young woman, and they're all just like clearly wasted, leaning in up against these alleys, being like, "Oh man, like she's such a bitch, like she's so mean to me tonight." And the other's like, "Yeah, but like you were like coming on like really strong," and like he's like, "But like like it wasn't like that strong. Like I only asked like, what are you wearing? You look like a cow. Like, is that bad?" And like, so you hear this conversation kind of going on.
Sure. And am I able to tell who's the drunkest of them all?
I would say that they're probably, you know what?
At the ball?
I would say they're equally drunk. If you want to see, why don't you roll a
I don't
perception
want to
check?
ruin it on that.
It wouldn't ruin it. It would. This is
How
just
many
to see
rolls
maybe.
do I get?
Infinite. It's a dice rolling
Wait a
game.
second.
You can roll as many
Oh.
times.
Game.
It's the whole game.
I got a nat 20.
Oh, baby!
My first nat 20.
20.
Wait, was my last roll a nat 1?
Yep,
Yeah.
it went from
We both got it.
From 1 to done.
1 to done. So
right.
you tell that the tall guy who has not said a single thing, he's that kind of drunk where you're like your consciousness is on the edge. Basically, you're not talking because you not only have nothing to say because you're about to pass out, but also because your mouth will not make the words. So he is the drunkest. You're peering around the corner now. Do you mind rolling a stealth check for me?
Sure.
Otherwise, they're going to see a little monster
Is that with
creature.
my 20 as well?
That's the 20, baby.
All right,
And add
stealth.
yourself.
Oh, yep, man. It's a nat 20.
It doesn't count.
It
if
was
it's
so
not.
oh,
Has to
man.
be on the
It's a
table.
lap 20.
This is real
For
sad.
our listeners,
I got
Scram rolled a 3.
I got an 8.
Excellent. It was a low DC, and so you managed to pass. It was very low
All
because
the
they're
guards
very
just
drunk.
die in our face.
Immediately.
But you see that the tall one's like, "I'm gonna go take a piss," and he kind of wanders instead of deeper into the alley as you would expect one might if they're going to piss in public. He actually walks towards your direction.
Sure. And, by the way, is Zola near me?
Zola's like across the street, kind of hitting him in the
Yeah,
shade.
I'm a couple of yards away. I'm just kind of chilling, got my head down.
Right.
I'm
Almost just
trying
like
not to
another
be-
drunk.
Not to be
almost,
seen.
yeah.
So I don't know if I mentioned this to Zola, or really even at all yet, but I'm not a fan of walking like in a straight line. I like love the walls. Like I'm kind of like a wall.
It's like you're
Walker.
constantly trying to throw off like an alligator.
Yeah.
You're just
I'm just like as if we're in a very narrow hallway and someone's trying to get by me. I'm just like, excuse me.
You make room
I'm
automatically.
always making room for
Okay.
everyone
So you're
other than
clinging.
myself.
So even with your terribly low stealth
Yes.
roll,
Even
you're
with
clinging.
that, I'm clinging to the walls, kind of, just trying to stay out of the way.
And you're out of eye line.
Yeah, and I actually am pretty good with like cities. Something that I didn't mention to Zola, but I'm very good at like hiding in them and whatnot because I've just been traveling for so long in so many cities. So I'm hiding against this wall, and I'm waiting for this man to come near me while he pees.
Okay, so he steps out, and again, still thinking that he is probably shielded, immediately just pulls down his pants and starts peeing.
So he's like in
He's
pee
like
mode. He's like
he's
in it.
peeing now. Yes,
Alright.
he's currently peeing.
So
There's pee falling.
I'm gonna immediately. Amazing. Is it like falling or
It's
dripping?
it's
Is
a
it like
fast stream.
Tell me
You have a
about this.
limited
He's
window.
in pisso mode.
You have a
by
limited
Paint
window
the
and a low
stream
stealth
for
roll.
me.
You need to make your move.
Okay, so I immediately I'm gonna just lift a little something off of his belt.
Why don't you make a sleight of hand check?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that because it's a nat 20.
Oh my god.
Oh,
That's right.
coming in.
You guys only know how to roll in extremities. You're like, I either
One
am
or the
failing.
Who is she?
Yeah, who is the middle? I've never heard of her. You fully still like this man's entire like coffer of coin, which has it doesn't have that much in it. I'll tell you right now, it's got like 15 silver and like 25 copper.
You know what?
It's not a lot of money.
Sometimes I just do it for the thrill, not
Yeah.
even for the results.
You do also, just because you rolled such an awesome roll, in doing it you snagged his belt.
and
you,
his
like,
pants come down.
And so you pull the belt,
Oh, you can keep your rope.
and you You like raise it. You like look at Zola like raising it in the air, and this guy just like his pants just immediately drop, and he's like, "Oh, oh no!" And then he goes to reach for them, and then he falls over on his face.
I look at like how masterful. I'm just across watching as you like walk kind of straight up to a man. You're like, it's short in the shadows, but you really just reach right into his pocket and then unbuckle his belt and take his belt off. I'm like, I maybe could travel with this person.
That's right. I look across the street and I'm like, Zola, we're doing it.
Okay, I'm gonna beck him over and be like, all right, you're buying me a beer with that. Let's get in. Let's get in here.
Wait, Zola,
yeah, as you gesture him over, you see his friends are like, dude, like, oh my god, you fell, and like the woman's like, oh my god, like Jeffrey, like get up, like you're such a fucking mess, and like pulling him up and like pull up your fucking pants, you freak. And you guys quickly make your way away from that scene. I'll tell you what, buddy, the DC was a 5. You were so close to failing. I was like, wow. This guy's really drunk. I'm just gonna, and he doesn't have anything important on him. It's fine. You can steal from him. You almost totally popped it. He was wasted.
Almost.
I would have been like, sorry, I'm a kid nephew. Like
my horrifying
he's
monster.
He's just a little bit of a freak. You still are in disguise.
He's in the age of development where he doesn't know what's right and wrong. Yeah, we're learning.
We're learning. It's a process.
I relate.
Here's your belt back.
So, oh God. No, you keep the belt, and you please use it to fix your fucking robe.
It's my regular robe. I left my fucking robe
back in the village. Yeah. Anyways, so you enter, and you are hit with the smell of salt, sweat, and beer. The Salty Rose is the nicest and only tavern in town, so it's pretty crowded despite the late hour.
The nicest.
And the nicest and only. And that's what it says under the sign. Sailors and seedy characters of all types fill most of the tables, some drinking with friends, arm wrestling, playing darts, what looks like some sort of like beer pong. Others are chatting up some beautiful women who are standing by the bar, a tiefling, a halfling, and 2 humans. And then in the corner, a halfling woman with curly red hair is playing a cheerful little ditty on the dulcimer. It's just a very fun night, Friday night out with the boys. Behind the bar is a portly middle-aged dwarf with a slicked black hair and a long bushy beard, pouring ale for some men. You would recognize this as Ubaldo Birara. He is the brewmaster. He not only brews the ale, but he also sells it. And his wife is Piacere Biera.
Piacere.
Piacere. She's like the madam of the brothel. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's a big feature.
Oh, I can't either.
Oh, good. This will be great for us.
Maybe now's what I tell you. Now that we're in here, I can't read.
Scram.
Yeah.
Roll a stealth check to see if you're blending in. That's the best way I could put this. You are a monster in a little hood.
I got a 12 plus my deception.
Either that or stealth, whatever you want.
They're the same. So plus that'll be a 17. All
right. So for now, everyone just thinks that you're just like a tiny. I mean, halflings are common in this area, so they're just like whatever, just a little square. Everyone's just minding their own business, getting wasted. So
nice.
So long as you don't bring attention to yourself, you're not. No one's like, a fucking goblin.
I look at Scram and I mouth, keep cool. Noah, do I recognize the song the bard is playing?
No, it's just kind of like a jaunty little tune. You don't recognize the singer. She must just be kind of like a touring musician kind of thing. Okay. Yeah.
Can you give us a sample of what the song is yet?
It's fine. I totally didn't think of one in my head that I was going to sing along to or whatever.
Do you have one?
Daedra the Gassy, she played on her lute and destroyed the dragon with a mighty toot.
Yep, that's the song she's playing.
Just on repeat.
Oh, it's so weird that you know this song. It's so common, and I totally wrote that.
I remember like some of the lyrics. Not a lot.
Yeah, you're like playing it back to yourself. What would you like to do? You see,
what is the sound, by the way?
What?
I'm here.
A dulcimer is like a light guitar.
Like a what?
A light, like it's like a
Guitar?
I forgot he's a goblin for a moment.
Never forget, baby.
It's a sound maker, baby.
I'm gonna go ahead and take a seat at the bar. I'm gonna kind of nod to Scram, like I'm gonna sit over here. I'm going to call the bartender over. I know the bartender.
Yeah, Ubaldo Biera.
Ubaldo.
Ah, Zola, it's so good to see you.
Let me get an ale for me and my kid nephew.
He's like, sure. He pours you a beer. He slides you one. And as he's pouring the other beer, he looks at you and, just so you know, it's been about an hour. So and although, I mean, it doesn't make that much of a difference because you were a monster without eyes.
Scram.
You are definitely a goblin now. He has not noticed yet, but I'm going to have you roll a deception roll to see if he buys that it's your kid nephew.
It's just not the
I'm
move for
loving-
me to be doing
I know.
deception.
The
but,
person
like,
who should be doing deception is instead causing the problems.
I got an 8.
Kid nephew, you said?
Listen, actually, I'm sorry. I told the guards it's my kid nephew because it's easier, but this is actually I'm just helping this guy get through the town.
Look, Zola, you know I love you, but I cannot serve children here. It would give my bar a bad name.
Wait. Can I just say I'm not a child? I am a very mature 4-year-old.
You see that he shifts his eyes to you, and he now sees that you are a
maybe I should
goblin.
not have talked.
I'm
seeing that now in his...
Oh my god.
his look.
What the fuck is that?
Hey, my friend. I am your best friend.
No, you're not, Paisan. You're a fucking goblin. And as he says that, the bar kind of, quiets down. And
Sweating.
everyone, slowly
what have I done?
but surely turns their head to look at you guys.
I'm sorry, I'm bad at lying. I've never really told a lie before.
Zola, goblins are not allowed in the Empire.
I know. I'm trying to get this guy.
Get this fucking goblin out of here. But before you can do anything, you hear a blood-curdling scream come from outside. At first, just one, but then several, and many, and then it seems like almost the whole town is up now,
Can you
screaming.
do it into mic, please?
It's what it sounds like.
Okay.
Oh my god! My immersion was about to be broken.
Anyways, you suddenly hear these screams, and you look out the tavern window and you see an orangish glow in the distance, and lots of movement. The screams are growing.
Oh man.
So
I'm
you
anxious.
hear these screams coming from outside, and at first it's just one, but then it quickly grows to many.
To a chorus
you
of
see
screams.
a chorus of screams.
Oh.
You see an orange glow in the distance and lots of movement. Every so often you begin to hear the clanging of combat. What do you do?
Zola races out. I am any hint of a battle or a fight or a chance at glory. I'm there, I'm in it. So I'm just gonna leap off my stool and go scram and a ditch.
And I immediately, I'm like, wait up, best friend, please wait. But I'm really afraid of the sound. Oh my god, I'm kind of freaking out. Honestly.
You turn to run, and
I know
as
I
you
sweat.
run, you feel a hand grab the back of your robe.
No.
And that's where tonight's chapter is going to be. Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh my
really
God.
amazing moves from Shane Uter.
All right, look, I'm the new one. I think I made that clear. I think I made that one up a little bit.
It was super good. I cannot.
Scram is chaotic as hell, you
I
guys.
cannot stress this enough how funny it is to me that you were like, I'll disguise myself during this battle. And then
As
when
its
we were going
mom.
to town, you were
As
like,
its mom. Why did I?
No, I will not disguise myself. I'll stay as this monster.
I mean, I just okay.
That's probably the greatest first combat move I've ever
Ugh.
seen. Disguising yourself as the creature's mother.
I'm your mother.
Who the fuck is this tiny goblin man who's
48. I know.
Flips back.
I'm like, I got this. Some mom shit right now.
Oh my god.
It did not work though, so
no, it didn't.
I don't know anything, I guess.
Sometimes these things. Hey, listen, if you had rolled really well, you would have stopped attacking probably. But listen,
I didn't need to.
What's happened has happened. What will happen will happen. Next time we will, restart from there at the beginning of the Battle of Paddlewick.
Who's screaming?
Big hand on my back.
Who's touching you?
Don't talk about glowing orange.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to the first episode of Try Not to Die, the podcast where zeros do their best to be heroes. Thank you to Wizards of the Coast for making Dungeons & Dragons. It's literally the best thing ever. Thank you to Sword Coast Soundscapes, whose amazing ambiance tracks act as the backdrop for our story. Be sure to check out their YouTube channel where there are tons of different tracks for all your background noise needs. And stay tuned. Another episode of Try Not to Die is up next.